YouTube, what is poppin'? It's your boy, Dice MP, back with some more Deadlock content. Today's video is going to be a replay of a game that I just played, and I was actually planning to make this video, or this game specifically, a side lane paradox video. And first of all, let me tell you, I didn't have the chance to side lane in this game, but in all honesty, don't play side lane paradox. Don't do it. But today's video is going to be focused on, laning phase, and, sometimes you're going to lose lane. It happens. But this is just going to show you guys how, even though you lose lane, you very much can still come back and win the game. So this is my first game back after like 3 days of not playing, and man, did I feel it. This Warden wasn't doing anything super special, but he was good. I'm not trying to say he was a bad player, and I did not react well at all. I think he punched me he punches me twice here. I don't parry once, and yeah, I just instantly die. So I was playing terribly. So this is definitely a video of what not to do in the laning phase. I got hit by every skill shot. I got hit by every punch. I was very not warmed up, and I was just getting very frustrated with myself. And I'll show a screenshot now of the end of the laning stats for specifics if anyone's wondering. But man, this Warden beat me to a pulp, I'll tell you that much. But even though he was able to do that, I did end up coming back and winning the game with most souls. Our team won the game, but I had the most souls in the lobby in the end. So I just kind of want to go over like some of the decision making. The build I'm not going to go over because it does go over the core items, so I can mention those. But once I start to go into the side lane options, I wouldn't recommend them. Like I said, I think I used Shadow Weave like once as an active. But yeah, I'm taking like a lot of poke here. I'm trying to punch these creeps so he can't deny me, because he was doing a pretty good job of denying me. And yeah, I'm using my carbine right off cooldown. I'm taking more poke here for free. Like, yeah, it's not looking good for me. So I'm trying as best as I can to try and salvage this lane, but yeah, it just was not going in my favor at all. So at this point I realized, this guy has 1,000 souls on me, so I need to get an item to at least stabilize. I definitely should not have gone basic magazine. When you're struggling in a lane like this, getting something like extra regen, extra health, even healing right, those are much better options. I probably would have went with extra regen here since I was already low, just to get some sustain. But yeah, again, I don't parry a punch. I was very cold. And again, he isn't doing anything special, right? Like, I'm just playing terribly, very terribly. So now I get high velocity mag, and again, like I'm spending, like, I just lost the lane pretty hard. Like, he has almost 1,000 on me, 800 to be exact, but he has almost 1,000 souls on me, and I'm buying 2 offensive options. I maybe could have gotten like high velocity mag and then 1 defensive, but I should have at least gotten 1 defensive here. Regen would have helped this out a lot. I think he kills me like 3 or 4 times before laning phase ends. So I'm just trying to get some poke here. I really should be focusing on farms, so I'm trying, which I am doing. I'm not focusing too much on poking him, just because I know, like, it's a Warden and I'm behind. I'm not probably going to kill him at this point, at least not by myself. But yeah, I'm missing shots, I'm missing skill shots, I'm not parrying, I am getting denied some souls. But, I'm still trying to stabilize this the best that I can. I'm punching when I'm allowed to, and sometimes it's just not getting it done, right? Like, yeah, he kills me here again. I just get caught in his trap. That one definitely caught me off guard. That was well played by him. I didn't see him. I thought he was still back by his shop a little bit, and yeah, it just caught me by surprise. So yeah, I think the reason why I wasn't going like extra regen and stuff, because even here I'm getting sprint boots, I think the reason why was because I was doing like a build test video, so I was really just trying to rush my items to try and get online with my side lane options first. I was just trying to get all my early game cores out of the way. But definitely don't recommend, and again, I don't recommend the split push build. They had a haze on their team, and like I tried split pushing for a bit, but and also this game, like, I just didn't have the opportunity to split push. We were very much grouping a lot, which is fine in some cases, and we ended the game relatively soon. But yeah, like my cooldown management right now, like, I'm using my kinetic carbine like right off cooldown, and You can, but in most cases people are going to do what this warden's doing, right? They're going to hear the ticking and they're just going to hide behind cover. I really should be looking for it when my grenade's up, so if he does hide behind cover, I can throw my grenade, get him out of the cover, and then hit the shot for free. So like I did just there, imagine if I had my carbine up, now I can hit him with the shot, but even then he's still playing cover pretty well. So yeah, I tip my hat off to this warden, he did well. So here, I'm still looking for poke, right? Like, even though you lost lane, it's still important to play aggressive when you can. It's just important not to play over-aggressive, because that's when you really start letting it snowball out of control. I think where I was at, which I think at this point, yeah, I'm 0-3. I think 0-3 to 0-4 is really pushing it. Like anything more than 4 deaths is definitely a lot. Obviously, you don't even want to give 4 to begin with, but when you start to lose a lead, it becomes easier and easier for the enemy to kill you, right? So it becomes harder and harder to try and not let him snowball. But you really got to try your best not to get past that. I would say 0-3 to 0-4 mark is where you really got to be like, okay, like I need to play my life more. You really got to focus up on playing your life. And I like in all honesty, like I'm just very tilted at myself at this point. I'm like not focusing well. I'm kind of just spamming my abilities. Like I missed my ult right there. And even if I did ult, in all honesty, I probably would have died for it, just because of how strong he is compared to me. But my ult's a pretty short cooldown, especially compared to, like, you know, a warden's. Actually, I haven't played warden, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure his is like maybe around 1.5 minutes, 2 minute cooldown. Mine's only 45 seconds. Once I get a couple points into it, it's a lot shorter than that. So I think like once you get superior cooldown and stuff like that, it's like a 20-second cooldown. It's a really, really short ult, especially for how strong it is. But using my dashes here to try and dodge his grenade, and then whenever he throws down his cage, I'm trying to dodge out of that as well. So I'm trying to make sure that my stamina bar is always at a good amount of bars right now. I know Warden, I don't know what level it is, but I know one of the levels that he upgrades with his lockdown, his CC, it actually takes away one of your stamina bars. So when you're facing a Warden, definitely be mindful of when you're using stamina, especially if you're someone like me who doesn't go superior stamina often. Very important. So again, I'm still looking for poke, right? Like I'm still playing aggressive when I can. I'm shoving in my wave and making him feel a little bit under pressure, even though I am, you know, 1.2k behind him. Now at this point I notice that I'm almost on 3,000, and because of the fact that he does take a stamina bar, I actually got kinetic dash first before warpstone this game. One, because if I wanted warpstone I would have needed another 300 souls, but two, as good as warpstone is to get out of ward and CC, I think kinetic dash is just going to be more helpful here, especially I can get 2 items versus just 1. And warpstone going into your first flex slot isn't the end of the world. It just really sucks when your team is behind and you can't seem to get a flex slot going at all. So I'm getting a gank here, my Infernus ults. I am, again, doing terribly, so I miss my ult. That's bad on my part. And again, I'm just tilted at myself, and Shiv shows up too. I miss the punch, he just kites me out, and I die again. So now I'm at that 0-4 mark, and he's on 6k to my 4.6. So laning phase did not go well. Now at this point I'm looking at the map, I see Bebop and Infernus are chilling over there, taking the lane with the Shiv and the Warden. So I'm like, you know what, I'm behind, I need to focus on my own souls. As tempting as it is to just go back to that lane, especially since Infernus is leaving now, I was like, you know what, I'm going to catch this wave coming in that the Wraith is pushing, which I think is the best option here, in all honesty. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to kill either one of those two because of how weak I am. I don't have my spikes yet. It's more important for me to get gold, right? This goes back into my last video of prioritizing farm over kills. Like, this Warden had a lot more kills over me. He's 4-0, I'm 0-4, and I still in the game, like, I think like 9,000, maybe 10k above him in souls. And that's just through efficient farming. So playing these positions like this, I shoved out my wave, now I have a timer, so I'm like, hey Dynamo, I'm gonna come gank the Geist with you. Easy little kill, right? He knocks him up, I'm able to land my nade for free and get more than 1 charge off. I used my kinetic carbine a little early just for the movement speed to get to the lane quicker. I know I didn't have it up for the gank, which is fine. I still had my ult for the swap, so I probably should have popped kinetic carbine a little bit later to still value the movement speed to get there, but still have it up to hit her. But, you know, it's still fine. It worked out. Dynamo's really good setup. Dynamo, Bebop have really good synergy with Paradox. They just are able to disrupt the enemy team really well. It can be frustrating for them to play through. So now at this point I see a little team fight breaking out. The urn is now on the map. It's past 10 minutes, so I'm looking to rotate over. I'm looking for a pick really quick with my Lash, but he actually just got a kill, so now I'm like, you know what, let's take this Guardian. I want to get these flex slots going. I want my Warp Stone slot, right? That's what I'm saving up for at the moment. So, missed my kinetic shot. Unfortunate. But, yeah, we're really just trying to play for urn here. So, get a nice zoning tool. I was hoping that she was going to dash through that wall, which is why I placed it like that. But even then, I positioned myself behind it, so even if she does turn, I still have that. Yeah, we get that. And I think Warden dies here. No. I don't think he does, actually. Or maybe he does, but someone else catches him. I think I run into someone here. Yeah, the haze sleeps me. And I have very low stamina, so I'm kind of panicking. I live with 13 HP, by the way. And yeah, I ended up talking to the mic. I was like, yo, you guys, I just lived with like 20 HP. Thank you so much. They bailed me out. I was very lucky there. I think at this point I realized that we still needed another Guardian, so as much as I wanted Warp Stone, I ended up just getting Combat Barrier for their Haze and their Wraith. Get a nice pick on the Pocket. I think the Pocket ended up being like the weakest member on their team. Maybe I guess Lady Geist at this point is, and so is Wraith. But yeah, their Pocket wasn't playing too well. So you'll notice we pick them off pretty easily most of the time. So I get that, I get my quick regen going on my health bar, and I go pick up this fat wave going on. And I want to catch all this because even if it's not me, if everyone on my team misses this wave, that's so many souls missed out on for yourself, for your team. Yeah, I shoved this out really quick. The one thing I will say that I'm not doing is that I'm not doing jungle camps. We're rotating on the map a lot, right? Like, we're taking a lot of team fights. The Shiv was taking one of our jungle camps earlier. So jungle camps definitely would have been better to rotate to a little bit more. But again, I'm still fixing these waves. It's more important to focus on the waves first because those will die and eventually push out, so you'll miss them. Jungle camps aren't going anywhere. I thought he TP'd, so that's why I was kind of aiming up, but then I realized that he didn't throw it out, so just aimed it back on the briefcase. I thought the whole team was fighting over here, so I thought I was safe to hit this, but then I saw Wraith running in, and I tried playing around the corner, but, you know, in a 1v1, Wraith is just going to destroy you. I think if I had, like, my Shadow Weave and Hunter's Aura, maybe I could have taken a better fight here, but I was already a little chunked from the Pocket. Her ult is a lot stronger. I didn't have ult, so yeah, she just beats me there. But I even have like a pretty significant soul lead, so maybe if I had noticed that in the moment, I probably would have tried to fight her a little bit more, but in all honesty, her ult's lockdown just really changes the tide of the fight. It's very hard to fight that there. And also, I didn't parry again, so again, like I'm just tilted on myself, and in all honesty, like at this point in the game, I was kind of zoned out. I think it was after this next team fight coming up when I realized, oh wait, we can win this. Not saying that I was like, oh, this game's lost and I don't care, but I was just out of the game because I was just like, I'm not playing well. I'm not parrying. I'm not playing cover correctly. I'm not dodging skill shots. So here I wanted to get the wave, but then my my Bebop was calling this guy, so I was like, you know what, I'll help him out really quick. He ends up killing her on his own, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go catch this wave. But then I actually ended up leaving to get this wave on. I can't tell what the colors are because of this replay system, so it's a little frustrating. But I come to get this wave, and I thought Bebop was going to go push out the side lane, which is why I went here instead. But he ends up doing jungle camps, which is still fine, but we're just missing this wave that's shoving out right now. Had I known that he was going to come this way, I probably would have stayed on that side lane. But still, not the end of the world. I still got my gold, right? So my team's doing jungle camps, good for them. And I just see my team get caught out here, so I'm looking. messed that up a little bit. I don't know why the wall went so far, to be honest. I thought I was looking down for it to go right at my feet, but it was definitely a little ambitious. But the ult was fine and stuff. You don't have to get a long range ult all the time. It just helps with your burst potential. So this is who I was looking for originally when I came over here. I just found the Wraiths, so I was looking for the Haze. I missed my last few shots on her. I don't know if that would have killed, maybe if I had seen her head. But I throw a grenade on myself in case Pocket chases, and look, he just ate that. Get my lifesteal with my ult. And yeah, I didn't want to play too aggressive here, even though my team was with me. I had Pocket debuff on me, so it will take you down pretty far. It won't kill you, it'll leave you at 1 HP, but it does really affect you. Yeah, nice little kill on the warden there. Team's playing well at this point. And at this point, we're just starting to permanently group. Some of my teammates were getting frustrated on how much we were grouping and stuff, but it ended up winning us the game. And I don't think they were bad team fights just because the rest of the team is here. Swap in the Shiv. He has Warpstone. I didn't realize that. So when people have Warpstone or Majestic Leap, things like that, until you see them actually use it, you typically don't want to swap them just because it's kind of a waste. You're in a bad position and they can get back into a good position. So Wraith was chasing me out a bit. My team turned on her. And as much as I wanted to keep fighting here, I was like, you know, I'm half HP right now. So, and I'm on 3k. I know what item I want. I'm going to go get Fortitude and hopefully get some regen going. So I just jumped up another 200 health, and now look at my regen. I'm regenning a lot more per second. That, and I just got a, what is it, 28% weapon increase, or 25%. So I come back into the fight, I'm healthier, I have more damage, and I have more regen just to stay on the map. So here I probably would have backed, but since I just got Fortitude, I know that I don't have to base to get HP. I can just stay on the map, which is why I really, really like Fortitude on Paradox specifically. It gives you that weapon damage that you want, and it just lets you stay on the map. Like, I'm out of combat right now, so I'm getting that insane healing. It isn't as fast as the base, obviously, but look, I'm almost full HP again, and I've just been clearing waves. And now I'm full HP. So at this point I realized that I'm not doing jungle camps, so here I'm starting to look at the map for what jungle camps are up. And I wanted to do that one in the firehouse, but then I also noticed its team fight is breaking out. So I'm trying to get a flank, find the Haze. And again, that wall just like, yeah, I wanted it to be like right on my feet. Lady Geist instantly ulted me, which was interesting. I guess she must have been low from the team fight over here, so I had to immediately leave. Unfortunately, I thought I had a good flank angle, it just didn't work out. And shit is Shiv, so fortunately I die. I think the team cleans up here. I'll spectate the Lash while I'm dead to get his POV. I guess Infernus is going in. Sorry about the noise outside, by the way. We have some neighbors getting construction done, so sorry if you guys can hear that. But yeah, overall, just not really the best team fight. I maybe should have just done the jungle camps instead of go to that fight, but I did want to defend the flex slot, right, and defend our tower, and our team was there and calling for it, so I was being a team player, trying not to be too selfish. So at this point I have my Warpstone finally, because we have all of our Guardians. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with what items I'm getting every time, but improved cooldown just helps with your cooldowns, and Bullet Resist Shredder. This is an AD build, so you want Bullet Resist Shred, right? I have been seeing some grenade focus builds with Spirit Power, so in that case obviously you wouldn't want Bullet Resist Shredder. Personally I just don't like it. I find the grenade very unreliable for damage. But there's definitely good ways to empower it. If you have a lot of CC on your team too, like earlier when I ganked the Geist and I had a Dynamo, right? Like he just knocked her up in the air. I got like 3, maybe all 4 hits of my grenade off. So when you have like things like that where you can guarantee the grenade being hit, it's definitely a lot stronger. But yeah, just not my preferred play style. But nothing wrong with it. That's one of my favorite things about Paradox. She's very versatile, and you can switch out your build for whatever fits your play style the best. So here I take the TP over, getting these creeps going because I'm just trying to get as much farm. I was on the other side of the map with my team getting farm, but that's being split amongst us. I wanted some solo souls. And at this point, I'm already ahead of the Warden by 4k, right? Like, I've been farming really well. My team has been grouped a lot in the lanes, even if they aren't, like, 4 or 5 man. They've just been at least, like, 2 or 3 grouped at all times in every lane. So me doing this solo stuff is really good. I see this mid-fight breaking out, and again, I'm just trying to focus on getting me strong. That's one of the things about MOBAs, right? Like, team fights are very hard to dictate when you're new to MOBAs, because you don't know what a good fight is. Good fights are usually like surrounded by some sort of objective. Like any point past 20 minutes, or not 20 minutes, 10 minutes can be good because you always have the mid boss to go for. You have the urn, but yeah, this just wasn't a great team fight. Even though they were on our territory, we were already down a number, and they just have a lot stronger dueling potential than us. We do have a 7 in Infernus. They have a Haze and a Wraith, so it's kind of like a DPS mix, but. I'm not saying this is like cold hard facts, but this is from personal feeling. I feel like their team is just a lot better at dueling than we are, and my team's honestly doing a good job at keeping care of them. So doing the Wraith a little, or not Wraith, the Haze, but in all honesty, I know that I'm gonna lose this, and I'm also on 6,000 souls, and I have 1,000 unsecured. So if I don't back here, I'm gonna not be at 6K. But I don't think I get a 6,200 item here. I think I get... No, I do get Shadow Weave. So at this point, I'm still going for that side lane build. But yeah, I typed see it to the Wraith, or the Haze. I don't know why I keep saying Wraith, but yeah, I said see it to the Haze because I'm not going to duel her. I know that I lose that, especially without my side lane options yet. Once I get Shadow Weave and Hunter's Aura, I'd probably be more comfortable taking that 1v1, but at that point in the game, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't online, and yeah, so I shoved that out, and I just go do my jungle camps. They're saying that they're gonna go do Urn, but I see my Infernus and my Bebop rotating over. There's no way for me to get there unless I take the TP, so I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna be there. That's fine. But yeah, the decision making. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here and there, but. One of the things you have to think about when you are going for a team fight outside of just like what objectives are up, because again, like after 10 minutes, the mid boss is always up. Not always, but you have to know like when is a good time for your specific hero to fight, right? Like what are your spikes between items, between levels on your abilities? I just know on Paradox, at this point I'm online. I think even before Shadow Weave, I think when I had these 3, these 4, and Warpstone, I'm definitely online to fight. But my team was just over-rotating a lot, right? So because of them fighting over here, I get this free Walker, and I got another wave pushed in. Like, this is just free pressure, and this is what you kind of want to look for when you're playing more side lane oriented. You want to look for a team fight breaking out on one side of the map, and then you take something over here to punish them. So I wanted to do jungle camps, but again, we have this wave pushing in over here, so minions will, or troopers, will die, and jungle camps will stay. So go get the troopers first, always get troopers first, and then go do the jungle camps. Specifically, I wanted to do these jungle camps up here because it's their jungle camps. So I'm taking away resources from them. But if I'm missing that whole wave under tower, not only is my tower going to get chunked, but I am, like, our team's just going to be missing those free resources that are handed to us. So my team's still doing a really good job. They're pushing a little bit. And this is where the team started getting a little frustrated with each other. And I was just, like, trying to be the babysitter and be like, yo, chill, guys. We're okay. We have a lead. But we definitely overstayed here for too long. A lot of us got picked off. And yeah, I noticed that we were overstaying, so I was calling out to leave. I'm like, hey, let's leave and stuff, but team gets picked off, and you'll see a bunch of messages start popping up here, because not everyone had mics, but yeah, luckily some of us were smart enough to leave. I don't want to talk too much in the future, but I'm still on their side of the jungle, so I know that they're right here, so I'm trying not to stay too long. So I just take those 3 tier 1 camps and I'm out. I'm not going to stay for their tier 2. That's way too greedy. But even just taking a couple jungle camps is fine. You're denying them resources that are ease of access for them. Now here I see my Infernus talking about overstaying, and then I jump in and my Infernus is there. Now I wanted to either swap Pocket or the Haze there, because they were both really low, so I think if I swapped them into my wall, they would have just straight up died. But unfortunately, I get the one person that was still full HP, and there was a lot more than I expected. I thought there was only 2 or 3 left, and I just get picked off. So just a really bad, really unlucky from my end to at least get one. I could have at least traded 1 for 1, but unfortunately, I traded the one person that wasn't low. So I just die for free. Really stupid of me. Really stupid. But my team's doing pretty well. We're up on 10k souls. And again, if we're paying attention to soul lead, I have the most in the lobby at this point at 28k. On their team, their highest is 26 on the Shiv. So again, just doing all of these like side lane plays where I'm creating pressure on the other side of the map is creating, like, I went 0-4 in lane, right? So I shouldn't be this far ahead, but my team is grouping a lot and I'm just creating free side lane pressure. I got us a free walker that opened up a flex slot for us, and it's just helping out a lot. So playing the map is very important too, not just, you can't just like AFK farm, right? You have to pay attention to everything. So again, another wave is being shoved into our tower, so I'm just picking this up for the free. And at this point my side lane build is online. I have Hunter's Aura, I have Shadow Weave, so now I'm looking to side lane more. But this is what I was saying, was like I didn't really have a chance to side lane in this game once I got my items, because we were kind of looking to end. I messed up that punch there, sadly. I'm trying to get the one punch all 3 camps down. I don't know how to angle it though, so if anyone in the comments wants to tell me how to angle that more properly. I've seen clips and I've tried to replicate it. I only get a couple. I don't go into like the practice range or anything. I was really hoping to swap her there, but unlucky. Now this, I tried doing a wall jump. I saw this in like a video of someone escaping just to get up top there. Unfortunately, I missed it, but it actually works out for the better because I run into pocket instead. Missed my grenade. It was an overthrow. Looked a little awkward with that elevation. That's what I'm going to blame it on there. I totally didn't just straight up miss. Yeah, and now we're just looking to take their base. We got 2 dead. And my team and I are kind of talking. We're like, okay, what do we want to do with this push, right? I think it's really important, if you don't have that shrine flex slot open when you have a push like this, to at least get 1 shrine. You want to get that last flex slot. So I swap in the Shiv, and we get a free pick straight into my team. Really nice ult from me. And yeah, I'm just like, hey, let's get this. I hear the Haze ulting and then Dynamo ult, but again, I'm focusing on the this, right? I maybe could have turned. I didn't play this perfect. Playing this to the best of my ability. So I know that I'm getting my ult up like right away, so I kind of was just spamming it off cooldown, which made me miss it, which is a little unlucky. We still get the pick anyway, but maybe could have killed both. I don't know. But yeah, we're just like, hey, let's get both shrines, get Patron, and let's get out. So my team's calling that Wraith just ulted, so I'm peeling for him really quick before I focus on the Patron. Steal some souls from them from getting that kill, and I'm just like, all right, like, let's stop chasing, let's get the Patron. And my team still wants to chase, which is fine. They aren't communicating because they don't all have mics. So I wasn't chasing because I didn't know that they were until I saw. So we get the Patron, and I'm like, all right, let's get out. Let's just go do mid boss, and then we'll end on next push. And yeah, that's all we're looking to do here, right? We have their Patron exposed. We have both their shrines. We have all of our flex slots. I'm like, yo, this is glitched, by the way. This has been happening in a couple replays where it doesn't show that you get the last flex slot unlocked. But yeah, I'm like, all right, everyone, let's go do the mid boss, go to the shop, get your last few items, and let's just end. That's all we need to do here. It's literally all we need to do. We're up 34k at this point. We have their whole base. They don't even have a single walker of ours yet. So, and here I'm not shooting or anything because I have my push to talk like on my mouse. So I was just telling, for those of you that don't know, heavy melee on the mid boss is broken, and I was just telling them like, yo, heavy melee. Now as Paradox, I really like to stay outside of the pit, and what I do is I look for an ult in case someone tries to steal, because when they go in for the steal, you can swap them, and now they're outside of the pit and you're in the pit. So typically it's good for 1 person on your team to punch, 1 person to go for the actual, or 1 person punch the rejuve, 1 person parry in case they try to steal. But as Paradox, I think it's really important that you just try to swap or get a slow on. So here I'm with my Lash, but I'm like, hey, Lash is supposed to be a little careful, our whole team isn't here yet. Bebop shows up, and then I know the rest of the team's like coming up behind us, but I didn't want to play too aggressive right away. You know, take it a little bit slow, which we did. He doesn't ult immediately, which was huge. We had 2 kills. I see the Geist. I missed my ult again, but I'm like, hey, you know, if you guys want to chase, I was saying like, guys, don't even chase the Geist. Like, she's at 23k, isn't significant, and we can just run into their base and end. She has to come into us. We don't have to go into her. So now, obviously Warden I'm chasing a little bit, but it isn't so much a chase because he's in the base. So, and then I give him a little teabag because of the laning phase. I was still tilted. Don't mind me, guys. Don't teabag. Don't teabag. I'm kidding. I endorse it a little bit, but typically when I teabag, I get teabagged back. So, but it's all fun and games here. I promise. Yeah, drop a little GG easy in the chat. So, and to be honest, like, I didn't really do too much this game, right? Like, my laning phase was terrible, and all I did was just farm and then join the team fights once I felt strong enough to group. And yeah, I mean, I was definitely strong enough to group. I was one-shotting some people with my carbine, and yeah, just overall like a good comeback. My team was really on top of it, and we played the map pretty well. Definitely some over rotations in my opinion. We grouped way too much. Definitely should have done more jungle camps on my ends, but I think overall, you know, you can nitpick here and there, but I think this was a good game to showcase that even though you lose your lane, you 100% come back. It's never a lost game. This goes for any MOBA, but Deadlock is also true where you can go 0-4 and have a significant or the enemy can have a significant lead on you, but that doesn't mean that you can't farm in the mid game to get your spikes still. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.